It is the second edition of online lecture and engagement program on water transportation with the theme Embracing the Potential in Waterways, featuring lecture series, demonstration of safety usage of life jackets, giveaway of life jackets, and one lucky winner gets all expense paid trip to 5 cowries terminal, safety tips and waterways travel advisory. Joining us for the day is Damilola Emmanuel, General Manager, Lagos State Waterways Authority, as the keynote speaker. Also, Tunde Phillips, Waterways reporter, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, would be with us as guest speaker. Feel free to join the program live on Zoom, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube on Explicit SOD. Date Monday 27th of December 2021. Time 11 a.m. Promoting water transportation in the 21st century with digital platforms and social media.
Proudly supported by Lagos State Waterways Authority, Sold Managers, Maxwell Creation, Security 247, Child Safety Education and Protection Initiative, BOS Concept, and Sold Phonography.
Beautiful people, trust you all doing very well this hour. I am very glad that you're joining the online broadcast of this second edition of online lecture and engagement program on water transportation. My name is Okoyemi Sholunke, and I am very sure that you're definitely going to enjoy the program, from the lecture series to the demonstration of how to wear your life jacket, to safety talks, to to even one tourist center that I really want you to see. You might have been there before, but for those of you that have not been there before, by the time you see the video of this story center, in fact, that's where you just chill when you're going to have the sea breezes, take nice pictures, do nice, cool video for yourself. Don't let me just let the cat out of the bag just like that. But trust me, you'll be enjoying every bit of it, even our guest speaker and keynote speaker. I'm so sure that they have beautiful things to let you know. We've got giveaway as well. We've got giveaway of life jackets, and there's definitely going to be one winner who would win an all expense paid trip to the 5 cowries terminal. Yes, all expense paid trip. So there's nothing to worry about. So this idea was born out of promoting the water transportation in the 21st century with digital platform and the social media platform. The last year was super amazing, I must say, and this year's, which the theme is embracing the potential in waterways. There are a lot of potential in waterways. I can say that again. I can say that again. I'm so sure there are a lot of potential in the waterways. So I won't be doing the talking. My guest speaker and the keynote speaker would be doing justice to the discussion today. So not to take too much of our time, right about now, I want to welcome the first guest, Mr. Tunde Phillips. He is a waterways reporter at Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, and he will be talking about utilizing the water transportation, the reporter's angle. Mr. Tunde Phillips, you have the floor.
Hello, good morning. My name is Tunde Phillips. I'm a reporter for Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, and I'll be talking about utilizing the water transportation, reporter's angle. And I've actually been reporting the waterways for quite a while now, courtesy of my general manager in person of Mr. Tayo Akole, and also the Lagos State Governor in person of Governor Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu. And I will say that so far covering the waterways has been an awesome experience. It's been fun. I've had the opportunity to actually utilize the facilities within the waterways. And from my angle as a reporter, I will say that looking at some of the jetties, because I've been to Faloma, I've been to Baduri, I've been to Apapa, which is the Liverpool jetty, and it's still also under construction. I've also seen the Bariga, I've also seen the one at Maitu, and amongst others. And I can see that so far so good. Those facilities are actually coming up right. And I think once properly utilized and properly developed, they're actually going to boost the water transportation within Lagos and also boost the economy of most of these shoreline areas within the state. And I think also if people begin to patronize the waterways properly, they will also get to enjoy some of those benefits and also save time. And now, talking about from my experience, which has spanned over 4 years now about the waterways activities there. Yeah, I could actually say that, from speaking to different people, most especially passengers, actually applying the waterways, I think lots of people still have phobia for the waterways because they're always afraid like, I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe there's going to be a capsizing. But we should also understand that the same way there could be maybe 1 or 2 glitches on the waterways is the same way we can actually have 1 or 2 glitches on the airways also, whereby we're actually flying the planes, and also on the road also, whereby we could actually have 1 or 2 fender bomber clashes. We actually know in Lagos of this one, Jamaica, or even the ghastly ones, which I think they are the everyday thing. So I think so far you just obey all the safety protocols on the waterways, like using your life jacket. Come on, you can actually float well on the waterways, even in case of any mishap. And even if you look at the cases of mishap on the waterways compared to both the air and even the land or even the rail, I think the waterways is actually lesser if you actually go to look at them by percentages and by numbers. And maybe one of the few challenges that we have on the waterways is that, okay, maybe some boats are actually old and maybe lack of proper maintenance. Excuse me, please. Excuse me, please. Sorry about that. Maybe lack of proper maintenance. But if you look at the large freight that have been brought in by the Lagos State government, I think they've been able to cover up for most of those lapses and most of those minor situations. Like I was actually talking to some passengers recently, and I was talking to them, okay, what's up? We've been using this waterways for a while now, and how was it been like for you? And they were like, yeah, it's been awesome, most especially when you're using the large ferries, the Lagos State boats, Lagos State owned boats, because they're like, those boats are actually more balanced on the waterways compared to others. And I've been able to enter both the large ferry boats and even the private boats. And trust me, even when I entered, I didn't think I actually had phobia or there was anything that could actually stress me or maybe be like hydrophobic or something. But I think it's been an awesome experience. So I think if people begin to use the waterways properly, it's going to save more time. Because now I actually sat down recently and I was looking at the map of Lagos State, and I noticed one thing in particular. Virtually almost every community in Lagos State is actually linked via the water. And I even had to look at the distance between the island to Apapa, and I said that it's actually a very short distance if you're going via the waterways. And if you're going via the waterways, maybe maximum you can actually go by 15 minutes. But if you're going to go via road, you're going to spend nothing less than, if you were to add the whole traffic situation and everything, you might be spending close to 2 hours. Because you have to find a way of coming out from Apapa, linking up with Eko Bridge, from Eko Bridge trying to link up to Akpongbo, from Akpongbo trying to link up to CMS, from CMS before you start navigating to VI. And I noticed that from Apapa to VI is actually a very short distance. Not even talk of heading to Badagry, amongst other vicinities of the state, or even Ojo. And I was like, come on, if we could actually save more time using the waterways, then why don't we actually patronize more of the waterways? Because now, once I can do some of all these things with time, I think it's also going to boost my economy. Because if I can actually save time, then I can actually put in more work and because I remember when I was trying to head to Falomo, and I was coming from Surulere, and I spent over 2 hours on the road, and I was already stressed out before getting to Falomo. I was like, if I was staying in Ikorodu now, and I've just gone to Baiku or Ipakodo, board the boats there, and get straight to Falomo in less than 45 minutes, and I'll be able to from there, I know that okay, as I'm getting to Falomo, I won't be stressed out, I'll still be refreshed, and I could still have all the energy I need to actually do some of what I wanted to do for that day, compared to me being stressed out and being exhausted already before even, thanks to Lagos traffic. Because due to the high population in Lagos State, this issue of traffic will still be on, even though the government are trying to fix up all the roads. But because now not all drivers in Lagos are actually patient. Even if you say that, okay, yeah, there's no potholes and we are moving smoothly, there was still one case of you jam my car in the morning. And you know how people can be now. You jam a car. That particular instance of jam a car, people can spend 30 minutes for it because we now start getting the questions of, do you know who I am? Do you know me? Do you know what I can do? And all that situation have actually wasted time on the roads compared to me just going from this thing. That's one boat to say want to jam another boat now. Oh, free. Would you mean wide enough? Come on, so there's no need to start wasting much time. So I think people just need to actually outgrow the phobia in general. I think if they can outgrow that phobia, then using the waterways should not be difficult. Because now, I also noticed that there's some, like now, this time we're actually in December now, dated December, there are actually lots of beaches in Lagos State that people actually patronize during this December period. And some of it you have to go via waterways. And I noticed that people only go there maybe once in a while, like, okay, yeah, they just go there, like Takwa Bay and the likes. And after that, they're using waterways. But I think if you can actually revamp most of all those waterways, like the Takwa Bay and amongst the likes, it can actually boost even the tourism. Because now most people are saying that they want to go to the Maldives, Seychelles, and this thing. Ask all these people, why do you want to go there? I love the beautiful water there, the beautiful views, etc., etc., etc. But now this person, okay, yeah, let's go from Apapa to VI. Let's use the waterways. Like, I cannot use water. I'm afraid of water. But why you not afraid of the water at Seychelles and the Maldives and the Bahamas? I think it's still the same water now. Or is there any difference? It's still the same basic H2O. Do you think okay, maybe some might be salt water, etc., but I think it's just the mindset that people have. And I think people can actually work on that mindset basically. They could actually get to enjoy the facilities and the potential of the waterways activities because it's going to actually save more time than we actually expect. So now, in my view, if I'm to talk about the potential opportunities in the waterways transportation, I think there's actually high potential there because now, Lagos State is the smallest state in Nigeria, but it's also that's in terms of landmass, but it's actually the biggest state. If I'm to say maybe in even in West Africa and even in Sub-Sahara, because it's the major economic hub of this particular region, and we always get to have more influx of people coming into Lagos, and that's why Lagos is actually having more population daily, and Lagos is still boosting and still enjoying the economic and the human power that it's getting to actually boost its economy. So I think if you have to actually work on these waterways and boost those potentials and actually leverage on it, I think it's going to boost the economy of the waterways and other things, because now once you actually leverage on the waterways, now people don't need to say like, yeah, I want to stay only on the island or only in Surulere or etc. You could even stay at Apapa, Snake Island, Badagry. I know it just means that just take the waterways. You save time, you save the less than 1 hour, because now if you say Badagry to VI, you can see that you get in there, you might spend about 4 to 5 hours, but the water is actually shorter, so which means that you're able to save time. And by patronizing that, because now I recently calculated the cost of transportation from Ikorodu to VI, and I calculated using the waterways. But let me say from Ikorodu to Ikoyi, that follow is also, and I calculated the waterways also from Ikorodu to Ikoyi, follow also. And I said that going via the road is actually more expensive. Even if I said that, okay, yeah, BRT is cheaper than the downfalls, it is still more expensive than going via the waterways, because now if I stop at Falomo now, that's about 700 or 800 naira. But if I'm to calculate all the money I'm going to spend, plus traffic and everything, I've even spent more. So I think there's lots of potentials in the waterways. The only thing is that people might say, okay, I cannot get to buy gala on the waterways. Why would I want to buy gala on the waterways when I can actually save more time? Because the only thing that will make me want to buy gala is because I'm inside traffic or plantain chips or hot water. But if I'm not in the traffic, then I know, okay, yeah, I'm going. I know, okay, because I was talking to one, she was like, one of the reasons why she actually loves to patronize the Waterways is because it gives her time to leave work early and get home in time so that she can even see her children and cater for their needs and even prepare for the next day. And okay, yeah, even my elder sister's husband actually stays in Ikorodu also. At some point, when he moved to Ikorodu from Ilasa, he started using more of the Waterways because he felt like the Waterways was going to save him time rather than moving from Ikorodu to VI on the road. Man, you know what? I'm stressful now. Because if I keep doing that every day, even if it doesn't affect me financially, it's going to affect my health because I'm spending more time on the road, traffic and everything, I'll get exhausted. I will age quickly, and there are some other health issues now that will also come up. So I think there's a lot of potential because it's going to save us lots of stress, even health-wise, it's going to boost our health. And so I think more people need to like really use this Waterways because it's going to be awesome. I think we also need more of the private investors. And yeah, I know that Lagos State is doing wonderful. So if you have more private investors on the Waterways and if all those boats are actually well maintained, I think more people actually feel more comfortable to use the Waterways. That's why I can say that there's lots of potential on the Waterways. So the only cocoa is that people should just try and embrace it, just embrace the culture. Because now, even in the olden days, if you look at some of the old stories of Lagos State, most of the old thing that they were doing there was via the Waterways. And funny enough, even Lagos to Bayelsa, Lagos to Delta, Lagos to Cameroon, is actually not far if you go via the Waterways. Now, if you have to go Lagos to Benin via road, we are going to spend more time. But I remember when the Super Eagles wanted to go and play the African Cup of Nations, actually we went via Waterways to Port Novo, Benin Republic, and they actually spent less than 1 hour compared to spending about maybe say 3 to 4 or 5 hours on the road. So I think, come on, there's a lot of advantages in Waterways and there's a lot of potential in it because even having more boats there, people can actually come in there. It's going to save time, no sitting down, no wasting more time in the terminals. So yeah, there are more advantages there. So now, if I'm to use the passengers in the Waterways, what is my assessment of them? I think passengers using the Waterways, yeah, depending on the location you are, that's where you can actually categorize them now. Because now, if you go to places like Ikorodu to Fadomo, etc., you tend to have more of the corporate world. You tend to have people suited up, going to their works, and they are using the Waterways, many of them suited up, not in their ties, in coats, and this thing. And I've also seen whereby some people that were actually physically challenged at CMS, a man that was visually impaired, was using the Waterways, and was able to get in easily and come out easily. And I was like, wow, come on, this is actually a good one because that means it actually incorporates everyone irrespective of your disability. So now, if you get somewhere like Papa, because we tend to have more of the market women there, more people are selling fishes there. As if you look at that Papa, it's going to Jora and all this stuff. So we tend to have more of the market women. Same thing with Baduri also. We tend to have more of the market women in all those axes. So I think the location of those. Then if you look at places like Takwa, we tend to have more people that are coming there for fun and tourism. Maybe Badagry also, we tend to have more people that are actually going for fishing and all things there. So I think location has actually determined the kind of passengers you would get to meet on the Waterways. So more of Badagry, Apapa, you get to meet more of Trader, more of Ikorodu, Falomo, you get to meet more of the people in the corporate world. And I think if you look at it on both sides, it's actually quite balanced, which means that everybody, irrespective of your degree or anything, you can actually use the Waterways and even get to enjoy it. Or just obey the safety protocols on ground there. Don't board in boats from around 7:30 in the evening, and always ensure that you use your life jacket. I think if all those protocols have been followed, I think Waterways is actually wonderful, and it's one of the best means of transportation. So now, if I want to talk about the safety measures I've observed at the jetties and the waterways, yeah, I actually experienced a time whereby some this particular guys that are actually using a substandard or maybe already worn out life jacket, and I saw some of the last one guys seizing those life jackets. That shows that even on the waterways, safety is actually paramount. And especially this time of COVID-19, I think that at some point while I was monitoring it, there was always the issue of like everybody must respect the whole social distancing. You must use your face mask. You must get to use the hand sanitizer. And there was also thermometer check there before you could even get to board the boats. So I think if it comes to safety, so far so good. We've actually gotten to see that there's more, that Lagos State actually have more of the safety consciousness. Because now if you look at the recent let me see, maybe both mishaps, we didn't really get to see much of Lagos. The ones that we got used to were more of Kirby, etc. But we didn't really get to see much of that in Lagos. So I think so far Lagos State have actually been spearheading and been prioritizing the whole issue of human safety, because every life is valuable. So I think safety culture has actually been wonderful, and it's been well observed on the waterways. So I think I just have to say a very big thank you to the organizers, and I have to thank all the partnership and all the sponsors, as it's been, because now this whole idea is just to try and get more people to use other modes of transportation, because I know that the Lagos State government said that they're actually trying to focus on creating an intermodal transport system whereby you could use the rail, the road, and the waterway. So I think it's actually a great idea to actually inform people, because now I think as regards to the waterways now, it might not really be about the case of phobia. It might be that some people are actually not well educated about it, they're not really knowledgeable about it, and there might also be some myths. So I think this whole idea is just clarify all those issues, ignorance about the waterways activity. So I think with this, people can even get to use the waterways more and even get to enjoy the benefits. So and thank you for listening to me, and I hope I wasn't too boring, and it's been great here actually sitting down. I'll also be at the comment section to respond to any question that comes up. And you can also follow me on my social media platforms at TuneFew2NDYP channel. So God bless you richly.
Oh, that is super amazing, super amazing. I must say, while I was, listening to Mr. Tunde Phillips, he did justice. We talked about the fact that the road is congested. There's the need for us to move into the water transportation, explore the water transportation. Apart from, making use of the water transportation, it's also talked about the potential lies in water transportation, whereby you could, cruise, have nice time. It really dealt with that topic of discussion of his. So I really must say big thank you to Mr. Tunde Phillips. So I would say that so at this moment it's time for you to know the safety tips and security tips when it comes to using the water transportation, from the passenger, from the boat operators to the water guard. It is time for you to know the safety tips that you need to obey, when using the water transportation. And of course, after that, there will be a demonstration of how to wear your life jacket properly. Even if you want to use the water transportation from one particular location to another particular location, there is the need for you to use the life jacket. Maybe you want to cruise on the waterways just to have the nice time on the waterways. There's also the need for you to use your life jacket. So right about now, let's hop into it.
putting it on as if I'm wearing my waistcoat or my suit. Then the zip, step 2, you need to zip up. Then use step 3, you need to use your buckle. You can decide to use your thread, you can tie it or probably leave it. But this too is very important, and there is another buckle for your ties. So you bring it this way and go. Then you need to check if it is tight, but not too tight. This is my size because of the way I think you can see. So the reflective, you have a reflector. This is used on the waterways in case there is an accident. Any boat approaching you can see the reflector. Then the whistle is for alert. You blow it, so you can any boat that is around can easily locate you wherever you are. That is the function of this whistle. And we have this. You can rest your head on this in water in case there is a mishap or any accident. So you can rest your head on this in the water. So I think with these two explanations, you should be able to wear your own life jacket. Thank you.
Of course, I am so sure that you must have learned 1 or 2 things about the safety tips you need to know when it comes to using the water transportation, and of course how to wear your life jacket, right? That's how to wear your life jacket, just like you've seen it, right? Ensure that you wear it very well, zip up, buckle, use the rope from behind, use it, and of course when you need to use the whistle, ensure that you use it. Of course the whistle is when there is a boat mishap, just to call the attention of people around you, and the back end stuff, just to keep you afloat the water when there's a boat mishap. But in Jesus' name, there will not be boat mishap whenever you're using the water transportation, right? So it is the time for us to hear from the keynote speaker. Yes, our keynote speaker is Mr. Damilola Emmanuel. He is the General Manager of Lagos State Waterways Authority. He'll be talking about tapping into the potential in waterways. Mr. Damilola Emmanuel, you have the floor.
General Manager, Lagos State Waterways Authority, and it's a pleasure to be on the second edition of this particular program. First of all, the very first thing is that the state government has been doing a lot of work in the area of creating an enabling environment for investments to thrive. Some of these areas in which the state government has been investing in is the channelization of the waterways, the upgrade of the jetties and the terminals, the setup of a waterways command and control center, setup of an emergency and rescue system, and of course expansion of even the water guards who help ensure safety around the jetties and generally on the waterways, and of course our constant monitoring and patrolling. So through all of this, we've been able to ensure that there's safety generally on the waterways, which any investor would definitely be interested in. So in terms of the areas of investment will involve ferry operations, will involve terminal concession and jetty leasing, and will also involve even boat building as well. And recently as well, opportunities around movement of cargo, which is cargo from one point to another point, and also the concession of terminals as well. But the role of LASFA is obviously to formulate the policies that will help ensure that these investments thrive, and of course to also guide investors on possible documentation they will require to ensure that we can attract the right kind of investment. Of course, the role of LASFA again will be to organize forums where investors can come together, understand these opportunities clearly, and also another role of LASFA, of course, will be to ensure that anytime, any day, anywhere, we're able to also provide them with the guidelines and also ensure that they understand what is involved in these investments as well. Through sister MDAs as well. For example, the Ministry of Waterfront and Infrastructure Development have been ensuring navigability across the Waterways. We also have the federal body who are also doing their own part as well. We also have, like I mentioned, the command and the control center to ensure that we can begin to gather accurate data and also monitor boats as they're moving from point A to point B. We also have the emergency and rescue system, which will ensure that in 5 to 7 minutes of any emergency or any accident, there's rescue there. The expansion of our water guard corps to ensure that we can cover all available possible locations. The donation of life jackets and also awareness and sensitization of life jacket wear, which is critical to Waterways operations. Well, I'm sure this is something that's been ongoing year after year, be it maybe you say informally, but now the state government, of course, as you know, the tourism sector has a developmental plan, and in that development plan, one of the critical ways as well is to ensure that we can promote waterways tourism. And that's very, very important because it involves a whole lot of components. So the whole idea of also using the waterways for tourism is because we have a lot of locations now which are accessible by the waterways. So you have ferries now which will take you to locations where you probably want to view whether historic landmarks or monumental sites and all these kind of things on the waterways. So the waterways now provides that option to be able to access some of these locations as well. Waterways has always been regarded as a menace, but in last while we begin to change that narrative, because what we've done is partnered with a few organizations which now convert the water hyacinth into either marketable products or products which can be used even for livestock and also for crop production. So we've seen that in being able to harness the water hyacinth and then hand over to these companies, they're able to recycle it, and these products can actually be sold and also form a form of empowerment for those who are involved in the recycling process. But generally, there's phobia for water. But one of the things we want to tell them, waterway transportation by statistics is actually meant to be safe. It's actually regarded as the safest mode of transportation, because in case of any emergency or accidents, you'll be safe if anything happens, as long as you're wearing your life jacket. So my own proposition to those who still have water phobia is, look, enlighten yourself and understand things about the waterways, and of course ensure that if you want to get on the waterways, make sure you're wearing the proper life jacket, because it will always keep you safe in the case of any emergency. Yeah, so last one, in terms of safety on the waterways, we carry out sensitization and awareness, also educating the general populace on safe measures to adhere to on the inland waterways, which is very, very important. We also have a water guard corps who ensure that there's no overloading. People are wearing their life jackets as well. We also have a monitoring and patrol team which goes around the state and the entire waterways zones of the state, ensuring that people adhere to all safety measures that are possibly put in place. And of course, with the new command and control center which we launched, will further boost safety as well at the waterways. Okay, yeah, very well. So it's always great being on this. And this is the second edition. This is what we through avenues like this, we hope to keep pushing the message of water transportation. And we're interested to know that the government is not just developing water transportation in isolation, is as it relates now to other modes of transportation. So water transportation is being developed as it helps also connect to road transportation and of course eventually rail transportation as well. So of course, I'm glad you've been able to tune in today, and I hope that you've been enlightened. For further information, please feel free to contact any of our social media lines or any of our inquiry lines. Thank you very much.
Wow, that is an amazing one from the General Manager, Lagos State Waterways Authority, Mr. Damilola Emmanuel. He has done justice to the topic of discussion. I must really point that out. Yeah, it's super amazing. So right about now, I want us to go straight into that place that I'm talking about, that tourist center that you need to visit this December period. Yes, or in the coming months, right? Just go and have a nice time. Take the sea breezes into yourself, like let it flow through you, man. Just chill your head, be beside the waterways, the breeze. You feel yeah. But then, so it is time for you to see the old documentation of the 5 cowries terminal. Remember, we are still live on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook at Explicit SOD. Drop your comments below and it will be attended to. Right. that you want to visit. So don't allow it to just be, seeing it on your phone right about now. Yeah, don't see it like that. Ensure you have an experience, have an experience of how it feels. Like, go to 5 cowries terminal. It is at Falomo Ikoyi, right? Just gonna have a nice time. Yeah, take pictures and everything. Well, I don't want to dictate to you, but just gonna have maximum and exciting experience at the place. So a couple of questions has rolled in during the session, and it will be attended to on the comment section. Of course, who is going to be that one winner that will get the unexpected paid trip to the 5 cowries terminal? I won't be announcing it yet, but it will definitely be a transparent something. Yeah, so it's going to be a transparent something. But then there's the need for us to do a rigorous check on the comment section to know who has shown interest, and of course who we are going to be giving. Yeah, so there's going to be a rigorous check. Myself personally, I'll be in the comment section to respond, and Mr. Damlola Emmanuel would also be at the comment section, and of course Tunde Phillips would also be at the comment section to respond to every question. So I want to say a very big thank you to you and you for joining this online program, that is the second edition of the online lecture and engagement program on water transportation. Thank you so much. Ensure that you share this video, like, and continue to spread the gospel of water transportation, because when you travel water, you're traveling safe, right? So bye for now. See you in the year 2022. And of course, I won't forget my name. My name is Shodike Okpeyemi David. Thank you to our sponsors, that is Lagos State Waterways Authority. Thank you so much. I want to say thank you to SOD managers as well, Maxwell Creation, Security 247, Child Safety Education and Protection Initiative, BOS Concept, all of you. I also want to say a very big thumbs up to my producer, my director. You really helped me a whole lot. Idris, yeah, I have one name that I used to call him Galactico. Yeah, so a very big thank you to you. God bless you, my brother. You're one of a kind. Yes, and I'm also a very big thank you to someone so special to me. She has really been there for me, throughout the process, the production. Big thumbs up to you, big thumbs up to you. She's a very amazing person. Yeah, that's my mom. That is my mom. That is my mom, Mrs. Shodunke Victoria. Thank you so much for being there for me, and God bless you. I'm kind of making this personal, but then I need to do it. And a very big thank you to Oluwatomisin Adeko. She was also, part of the production team to put this together. Thank you so much. Biggest talk for you, right? So peace.